right, guys, well, we are out with the Kasuga. Basically, this is an Kasuga with everything from the hubs in out of a Kagama. So the hubs, stub axles, arms, CVDs, and dog bones on the rear. Everything else is stock. It's got a stock 2050 kV Curon 825. It does have a Hobby Wing 8BL 150, but that's just because it was cheaper. It was like 70 bucks for a Hobby Wing, and it was like 113 for a ESC from Team Corrali from like Jenny's RC. So, but it's essentially a 6S ESC, same thing mostly. So we're gonna speed run it as usual. It's got the 6S backflips on it. It's geared 52-15. So we'll see what she does. Ooh, I started wheeling. Holy moly. Oh, no, 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 no. I really don't want to have a freaking tumble at 70 miles an hour if that's how fast it's going. Oh my God, dude. Stop. Read. 72. That's awesome, because I put this on the speed calculator and it said 76, I believe, was what the estimated top speed. So doing 72 definitely is a good sign for what the predicted speed should be. All right, guys, well, we made it to the ramp. We just speed ran it. And so yeah, we're here with the Kasuga. You know, I don't have super high expectations. This is what I consider version 1. So this is all mostly stock parts, as if Team Corrali had built the car themselves. So we're just gonna see what she's got. There we go. All right. Not quite the 100-yard mark or 100-foot mark, but that was like quarter throttle. I was just trying to feel it out. Woo. There we go. Woo. Well, we made it past 100 feet. It's not bad for something that's basically stock, man. Not bad, not bad. Oh, man. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so what broke? Shock rod end broke. Yep, not a big deal. I should have some of those. Let's go fix that real quick. Oh, I guess it will. Oh, I almost held that wheelie. Nice. Oh. All right, we made it to the park. Barely. This thing is hanging on by a thread, but that's all right. We're gonna send it. We're gonna send it anyway, son. Oh, 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 dang it. Nose dove it right off the rip, man. Let's go. Oof, that was a close one. Ooh, it caught wind, bro. That was crazy. It went to do a backflip, and then it just immediately front flipped because the wind got underneath the body. Nice. All right, so we're past 100 feet now. That was probably about 110 maybe. Wow, that was crazy. Yeah, it's about keeping it straight coming up to the ramp. This is why the Kagama last week was such a pleasure to drive, dude. And they're all the way up. Nice. Oh, she bashes so nice though, dude. Nice little floater, baby. Nice. Oh, turtle. This is V1. V1, baby. Ooh. Oh, yeah, the chassis bent. It bent so bad that it pulled. Okay, so it pulled this brace off the rear tower. It pulled the adapter for this brace off the rear tower, and then the chassis bent down. You can see it here. And so then the rear dog bone is popped out. Oh God, I nose dove it again, dude. Oh my God. And you didn't get that on video. I got it on my GoPro. Bro, it hit that thing like a wall. And it threw it straight up in the air, dude. It threw that thing straight up. Oof. It caught air again, dude, the body. Nice. We are on a bent chassis, guys. Bent chassis, bent bracing, bent axle. Bulkhead is pretty much stripped out as far as the holes that fasten the tower to chassis braces together. So, oh, that was a big one. Oof. It survived, but barely. Let me see. Something went wrong on the front toe. Both spring perches left the chat, bro. They're like, nah, bro. What do you think this is? This thing is going through it, bro. It's finding out what real bashing's about. I bet the Ackerman arm is bent. Yeah, it's bent up. Yeah, that's typical Team Corrali stuff. Turtle again. Oh. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Oh my God.
Kasuga, born from fire, breaking through, we rise higher. No limits.
Oh my God. I ended up in the tree branches, dude. Man, bro, it is nuts. The freaking wing keeps flexing down and hitting the rear wheel. Some serious towing on the front, which is going to scrub off a lot of speed. Oof. Oh, there goes the rear diff failure that we thought was going to happen. Yep. Oh yeah. Well, I'm gonna try to limp it as long as I can, just not get on the throttle hard right off the rip, you know what I mean? All right, let's take it easy from the dig, bro. Get as many hits as we can get in, bro. Woo! Let's go, baby. Oh, we made it to the 130-foot mark. Damn it. LBC. Oh, no. Listen, listen. Oh, God. All right, we are back at the shop with the Kasuga. Well, I guess most of you seen, if you've watched the whole thing, pretty much what broke, but I'll go over it. And so first, tower to chassis brace in the front, that's broken. One of the bolts is in, but it's not really connected. The center brace that goes over the center diff mount, the brace itself cracked right here in two pieces. So that's broken. And then I have the shock tower on the front is bent. I think you can see that there in the video. Then we had the rear toe link fail at the end. Just the plastic end here broke off, and so then I had, you know, the dog bone pop out, and then this dog bone is bent, nice and tacoed. Then so at one point I had this rear tower to chassis brace. Basically, it stripped the bolts right out of this, and then that allowed the chassis to bend down, like I said in the video. And when that happened, I had to take this whole rear section off, and basically I put the chassis on the edge of the ramp and bent it back, and then basically just kind of put everything back together and put longer bolts through this upper brace here in order to get this to just stay on. And then obviously we had the diff failure at one point, or near the end of the video. And I honestly think that's because this bulkhead was on its way out. Like, the threads on this thing are gone. There's a lot wrong with that rear bulkhead. That one hit where it landed rear end first, it just took a big shock to the whole car. It basically was never the same after that. It was like an MMA fight. If you watch UFC, I watch a lot of UFC. It's like sometimes a guy lands one punch and the opponent is never the same after that. And that's kind of like what this was. That one landing, this car was never the same after that one landing. So, but like I said, this is basically an Kasuga. All it did was, you know, similar formula to what we do with Armas. I took the Kagama hubs, stub axles, CVDs, arms, front and rear, and transplanted them onto the Kasuga and made it the Kasuga. You know, pretty straightforward. I did keep the stock Kasuga shock towers and stock Kasuga shocks. So essentially, there's nothing modified on this, you know, except for the fact that it's got parts from the Kasuga, from the Kagama. But you know, the ESC is a Hobbywing 8BL150, but Team Corrali uses rebranded Hobbywing ESCs anyway. So I'm sure it's close to whatever it is that it comes with, you know, if it was a factory car, factory model. Again, the 2050 kV motor, 825 Curon, that's a stock piece. I did tune the diffs. I put 20 million in the center, 1 million in the front, and 500,000 in the rear. I might change that to 1 million in the rear, 1 million in the front, and 20 million in the center when I do the upgrades. Yeah, chassis is bent. You're not gonna be able to tell because GoPro has a fisheye lens, but this is basically like in the middle it's like bowed. So, which again, all of this I pretty much expected because the Kasuga does the same thing. You know, if you push the Kasuga hard like I push this thing, you will bend this brace and all that good stuff. You know, and that's why they sell the upgraded stuff, because it doesn't take it, which is fine. I already knew all that. But I like to do like a stock-ish bash to see what breaks, how well does it hold up, and because I feel like once I build it, I know it's gonna take it, you know. But I like to see what it'll do basically out of the box. The battery tray, again, I broke 2 of these in that bash, right at the front, which is again a Team Corrali thing. Whether it's the Spark, the Kagama, the Kasuga. The battery tray always breaks right at the front here. The Ackerman plate piece there, that bent. That's again very typical of Team Corrali. I will say that I think Adding the 6S backflips, or basically making this a truck from the arms out, did add more load to the car. Whether it's under acceleration or whether it's just landing off of a jump, there's more unsprung weight and there's more leverage because the arm is further out. So I think I wouldn't say it drives or bashes better than an Kasuga. I think the Kasuga platform, they got it right. With the length of the arms and how because I put Skeeters on it, so it gives you a little bit more air control. But I think that the overall layout, they definitely got it right, which you would assume they did because they're engineers. I'm not. I'm just like a tinkerer. I like to make things up and try different things. So basically from here on out, this thing is getting upgraded. I've got. Shout out to Avery at M2C. He's got me these hex extenders. He's got me the upgraded shock standoffs, which none of the shock standoffs broke, which I'm happy about. I got the ZRS piston kit, which is awesome. That'll be the first time I try this piston kit in the stock shocks for the Team Corrali shocks. Usually I just put armor shocks on it, but I'm gonna go ahead and try these out. I've got what is this? This is the front A and B block. I already ordered the C and D blocks, so I have a matching set front to back. Then I've got a bunch of goodies in here. I got the Ackerman arm. I've got the front. This is all ADU stuff, but Ackerman arm, the ADU top plate. What else? The chassis to tower to chassis braces. The rear tower to chassis brace piece. The Vidavon bulkheads. I got 2 of these for the front and rear. Here's the piece that goes on the bottom of the chassis. Another bulkhead. I should probably pile it up somewhere else. Let's see. Oh, got stickers. What else? No, that's a stock piece. Is that it? Nope. And then we got the piece that bridges the 2 braces. And then we've got the rear hubs, which I went on Vidavon's website and they don't make the front ones anymore. So I don't know what's going on there, but that kind of sucks because I'm gonna have to get either keep the stock ones or have mismatching Vidavon in the front and ADU or Vidavon in the rear and ADU in the front. So I don't know, but now I'm waiting on the 1650 kV motor setup with the Hobby Wing Max 6 G2 system. And then I gotta order a servo. I want to put a Perfect Pass Monster servo. This is just a regular. The servo I have in it now. This is just some Amazon special. It was like 30 bucks. I just threw it in there because I wanted to get this thing out and see how it did. So yeah, that's the Kasuga. Obviously, we're gonna go like we usually do, put all the upgrade parts and then bash it again and see how she does. You know what I mean? So typical full send fashion. We are gonna send it. All right, guys. Well, this was fun. It was a good test of the concept, and I think she's gonna be badass when she gets upgraded. So stay tuned for that. Keep on bashing, guys. Till the next one.